Deep in the heart of the forest, there lies a place untouched by sunlight. The trees stand tall and twisted, their branches reaching out like skeletal fingers. Legend has it that those who venture into these woods never return the same. One moonless night, a group of friends dared each other to explore the forbidden depths of the forest. Ignoring the warnings of the locals, they plunged into the darkness, armed only with flashlights and nervous laughter. As they ventured deeper, the air grew colder, and the sounds of the outside world faded away. Strange whispers echoed through the trees, causing shivers to run down their spines. But still, they pressed on, fueled by youthful bravado and curiosity. Suddenly, they stumbled upon a clearing bathed in an eerie blue light. In the center stood a decrepit cabin, its windows boarded up and its door hanging off its hinges. Against their better judgment, they approached, drawn by an unseen force. Inside, they found a single candle flickering in the darkness. Shadows danced on the walls as they explored the abandoned dwelling. But as they turned to leave, a voice whispered from the shadows, chilling them to the bone. "You should not have come here," it hissed, sending them scrambling for the door. But it was too late. The forest seemed to come alive around them, twisting and shifting to trap them in its grasp. One by one, they vanished into the darkness, their screams swallowed by the night. And to this day, their fate remains a mystery, lost to the whispering woods that guard their secrets with a sinister silence. In the quaint countryside, nestled among rolling hills and whispering willows, stood Willowbrook Manor, a stately mansion with a dark past shrouded in mystery. For generations, tales of inexplicable occurrences and tragic events plagued its halls, earning it a reputation as one of the most haunted houses in the land. The year was 1920, and the Harrington family, unaware of the estate's grim history, moved into the manor, eager to start anew. John Harrington, a successful businessman, saw the property as a symbol of prosperity and prestige. But little did he know, he had just led his family into the clutches of an ancient evil. As the days passed, strange phenomena began to unfold. Objects moved on their own, eerie whispers echoed through the halls, and shadowy figures lurked in the corners of their vision. Mrs. Harrington, a devout believer in the supernatural, pleaded with her husband to leave, but he refused to abandon his prized possession. Desperate for answers, the Harringtons sought the help of renowned paranormal investigators, the Warrens. With their arrival, the atmosphere grew tense, as if the house itself recoiled at their presence. The Warrens delved into the history of Willowbrook Manor, uncovering a tragic tale of betrayal and revenge that stretched back centuries. Armed with their knowledge, the Warrens embarked on a harrowing investigation, determined to rid the Harringtons of the malevolent entity that tormented them. But as they delved deeper into the darkness, they realized they were facing a force more powerful than they could have ever imagined. One fateful night, as a violent storm raged outside, the entity revealed itself in all its terrifying glory. The walls shook, the floorboards creaked, and the air grew thick with the stench of decay. With every step, the Warrens felt the weight of centuries of anguish bearing down upon them. In a final showdown between good and evil, the Warrens battled the entity with all their strength, calling upon every ounce of their faith and courage. As dawn broke on the horizon, the storm subsided, and silence descended upon Willowbrook Manor once more. But the scars of the past remained, etched into the very fabric of the house. And though the Harringtons escaped with their lives, they would forever be haunted by the horrors they witnessed within the walls of Willowbrook Manor. In the heart of the Appalachian Mountains lies a forgotten town known as Ravens Hollow. Surrounded by dense forests and steep cliffs, it was once a thriving community. But now, it's little more than a ghost town, its dilapidated buildings serving as a reminder of its tragic past. Legend has it that Ravens Hollow was cursed centuries ago by a vengeful witch, whose name has long been lost to time. According to the tales passed down through generations, anyone who dares to enter the town is doomed to suffer a fate worse than death. Among the locals, the stories of Ravens Hollow were dismissed as nothing more than superstition. But when a group of thrill seekers from the nearby city decided to explore the abandoned town, they would soon discover that the curse was very real. The group consisted of 5 friends: Sarah, the adventurous leader; Mark, the skeptic who didn't believe in curses; Emily, the sensitive artist; Jake, the daredevil always seeking the next thrill; and Lisa, the bookish researcher fascinated by the town's history. As they made their way through the overgrown streets of Ravens Hollow, a sense of unease settled over them. The air was thick with a palpable sense of dread, and the shadows seemed to move of their own accord. Ignoring their apprehension, they pressed on, eager to uncover the secrets hidden within the town's abandoned buildings. But with every step, they felt as though they were being watched, as if unseen eyes followed their every move. Their first stop was the old church at the center of town, its weathered steeple reaching towards the heavens like a skeletal finger. Inside, they found the pews overturned and the stained glass windows shattered, casting eerie patterns of light on the dusty floor. As they explored further, Sarah stumbled upon an ancient book hidden beneath a pile of debris. It was a tome of dark magic, its pages filled with incantations and rituals that sent a chill down her spine. Unnerved by their discovery, the group decided to leave the church and explore the rest of the town. But as they ventured deeper into Ravens Hollow, they soon realized that they were not alone. Strange noises echoed through the abandoned streets, and fleeting glimpses of shadowy figures darted in and out of the surrounding woods. Panic began to set in as they realized that they were trapped in a nightmare from which there was no escape. Their situation grew more dire as night fell, shrouding Ravens Hollow in darkness. With no other option, they sought refuge in the town's abandoned inn, hoping to find shelter from whatever malevolent force stalked them. Inside, they found the inn to be in a state of disrepair, its walls adorned with faded wallpaper and its floors covered in a thick layer of dust. But as they settled in for the night, they couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. Their fears were soon realized when Emily, the sensitive artist, began to experience disturbing visions. She claimed to see the ghosts of Ravens Hollow, their faces twisted in agony as they reached out to her from beyond the grave. Desperate to escape the nightmare, the group decided to leave Ravens Hollow and never look back. But as they made their way towards the town's exit, they found their path blocked by an invisible barrier, trapping them within the cursed town's confines. With their options dwindling and their nerves fraying, tensions began to rise among the group. Mark, the skeptic, refused to believe in the curse, insisting that there had to be a rational explanation for their predicament. But his words fell on deaf ears as the others grew increasingly convinced that they were being tormented by supernatural forces beyond their comprehension. In a desperate bid for salvation, they turned to Lisa, the bookish researcher, hoping that she could find a way to break the curse and free them from Ravens Hollow's grasp. Armed with her knowledge of the town's history, Lisa delved into the ancient tome they had found in the church, searching for clues that might hold the key to their salvation. But as she read through its pages, she realized that their situation was far more dire than they had ever imagined. According to the book, the curse could only be broken by performing a ritual of purification at the town's ancient cemetery, where the witch who had cursed Ravens Hollow was said to be buried. But in order to succeed, they would need to confront the malevolent spirits that haunted the town and face their own deepest fears. With no other choice, the group set out for the cemetery, their hearts heavy with fear and uncertainty. As they entered the shadowy confines of the graveyard, they were met with a chorus of whispers and moans that sent shivers down their spines. Undeterred, they pressed on, their determination outweighing their terror. But as they reached the center of the cemetery, they were confronted by a horrifying sight. The ghostly figure of the witch, her eyes blazing with malevolent energy as she reached out to claim their souls for eternity. In a desperate struggle for survival, the group fought with all their strength, their minds and bodies pushed to the brink of exhaustion. But just as all hope seemed lost, Sarah, the adventurous leader, remembered a passage from the ancient Tome that spoke of the power of love to conquer even the darkest of evils. Drawing upon the strength of their friendship and the bonds that united them, the group joined hands and recited the words of the ritual of purification, their voices rising in defiance against the darkness that threatened to consume them. And in a blinding flash of light, the curse that had plagued Raven's Hollow for centuries was finally broken, its malevolent influence banished forever from the town's haunted streets. As dawn broke over the horizon, the group emerged from the cemetery, battered but triumphant. Though they would carry the scars of their ordeal for the rest of their lives, they knew that they had faced their fears and emerged stronger for it. And as they looked back at Raven's Hollow one final time, they couldn't help but wonder if the town's tragic past had finally been laid to rest, or if its dark legacy would continue to haunt future generations for years to come.